Hello and welcome. You're listening to Busted Outdoor Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Landis.
All right, we're live.
We're freaking live.
We're live. We're at bear camp.
We're at bear camp. Freaking live.
Drinking our lives away.
Back up. Bing, bing, good boy.
Ooh, that ice is probably loud.
Yeah, probably.
It's probably is loud. We're drinking, Dougie.
I have my favorite drink. And it is peach, Crown Royal, and orange juice.
How many have you had?
2.
I'm not a smart man. I think it's more than 2.
Well,
No, that's like Doug's limit.
that's my limit is 2.
No
I
way.
can't have
Oh,
more than
yeah.
that.
He
I'm
has
a
to-
lightweight.
I think you just keep filling up cup number 1.
It was cup number 1.
It gets halfway full. Well, that's still number 1
Yeah.
because number 1's not gone.
Dougie has 2 drinks and he becomes a woo girl.
Well, for those of you listening, Dougie has no pants on. For those of you watching, you know, blind. Oh man!
Shoot.
Oh,
The night is young.
it is. It's a beautiful night. Got the fire going. You can hear the fire popping in the background.
Yeah,
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh,
That was
yep.
That's perfect.
yeah, it's a good night.
Stars are out, but we have no bear in camp.
What the frick
But it's
over?
early.
It is.
Dude, we had the most
early.
epic. We had the most epic setup tonight ever.
That's why it didn't happen.
That's probably.
Yep.
That's exactly why it didn't happen.
Yep.
I mean, we had the tripods up for his gun. We had the spotting scope with the phone scope on it, and it was like up close, personal, game over situation.
Then I had my phone on the selfie stick outreached, so you get like like me shooting shot.
Yeah, and then I had my other camera on the backside of Patrick, looking down on Patrick.
It'd have been.
It was like legit. That was like professional as it gets, and we just did not have the
No bear.
suspect.
I would have shot at a pine martin at that point. Come on,
We
guys.
just didn't have the suspect to come into
Let's
our
make it
little
happen.
situation to make it happen.
But man, that was. It couldn't have been any better.
Dude, it was awesome.
Or than a bear.
Oh,
But that's all right. A lot to come.
that's just the start.
Oh yeah, day 1.
Day 1.
A lot.
We've been checking baits, looking at them, trying to figure out which baits bears to go after. And that one kind of seemed legit.
all of them.
Boy, did they feel us.
We really
But-
should have went with 2.
But
Yeah, we'd have killed a bear.
Yeah.
I think we'd
But-
have
I
killed one.
think we would have killed a bear on 2.
the barrel was already like sideways, so something already hit it before we got there.
I think either
Ah!
middle of the night or early morning. Something
Yeah.
smacked it.
Yep.
We'll have to go check the camera tomorrow.
check
Yeah, we'll
Tomorrow.
check the camera
See what
tomorrow
happens.
and see and find out.
Little rascals.
And then go to probably bait 2 is my guess.
Yeah.
Unless bait 3 is just showing like perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll play it by ear.
See.
You guys are acting like you guys are just sober. What is wrong with you
I
guys?
am sober.
I am. Yeah.
They're not sober, guys.
Stone
I
sober.
promise you, they're not.
I'm just enjoying the campfire and my Filson wool coat and my Uggs.
Uggs.
Dude, those Uggs are freaking awesome.
But these aren't like American Uggs. These are straight from Africa.
Oh my
Hand
gosh.
stitched. Just amazing.
They are awesome. I put my hand in it and I'm like, oh my goodness.
It's all. You put your hand in my Uggs?
Amongst other things. But yeah, it's real wool. I mean, you can't.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I love them, man. They're so nice and warm and cozy.
Yeah, I was making fun of you. I'm like, oh, who's Uggs? Blind? I'm like, okay.
Okay.
I'm like, cool. How do I get up there?
Yeah, exactly. No, when I was in Africa, man, our PH, we were driving home. No, we were driving from one camp to another camp, and he was wearing them. Me and my buddy Paul, we were making fun of him. We're like, "What are those?" You know, and he's like, "Well, they're kind of like the American Uggs." You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And so he basically was like, "I'm like, how can I get a pair of those?" He's like, $150. I'm like, done and done.
Here's my card.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Dingo, get out of there. Come on, Zip. There you go. Get the dog
Yeah,
out
they
of
look
there.
like straight Uggs.
Yeah,
Like, that's
they're-
exactly what I thought they
They're
were.
so
They're cool,
comfy and warm.
They're cool.
But hand stitched.
Yeah,
Like
all-
genuine leather. I mean, that's
exactly straight out of Africa. They're amazing. Because over in the southern part, like by like Port Elizabeth and just a little bit higher, like 2 hours east of there, or north of there, excuse me, it's all sheep country. Come on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's pretty neat over there. Oh, I was going for an armrest there and
Oh.
almost fell over. There's
wanna
no
try
armrest
chairs, let
in
me
my
know.
chair.
Well, that one's busted
Sit
up too.
Lay down, Zip.
The chair the camera's resting on is jacked up as well. So
Yeah, it's time to get new chairs
if you
for
want
the,
to switch,
for
me,
the
let me
camp
know.
trailer.
I'm happy to switch.
It's time for new camp chairs.
Dougie, you wait. We just talked about this. Doug,
I
you haven't
told
talked in
you.
a while.
Nah, I'm good, dude.
He was gone.
Dude, these guys don't even.
Going.
drooling bad.
No, these guys wouldn't even give me a chance to talk. Listen to them. Jason, I'm putting a quarter in Jason, and I'm going to press play. Ready, set, go.
You gotta take me off mute too.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man.
Mute and then put a quarter in him. Oh, boy, you guys are in
Did I tell you
trouble.
about that story?
Oh
We were
god.
out hunting with Jimmy Lynn. They called me the mute because between
wouldn't really-
Doug, Jimmy Lynn, and oh crap, what was his name?
Well, I can see Jimmy on Doug. Doug talking.
What was his name?
Tyler.
Tyler. Yeah, great guy. He's funny. But we're just driving around and
Jason's
they were
very
talking
shy.
so much.
Jason was really shy.
I still am.
Jude.
Yeah. But all of a sudden they're like, "Who's the mute in the front of the truck?" Because those guys were talking so much, I couldn't get a word in.
Yeah.
You know. So, long story short, we went to a I think it was
Restaurant.
Chili's. I think it was.
No, that was the first time. That was the second time. First time
Yeah.
was at Malad, Idaho.
But the second time was even better.
Second
I mean,
time was epic.
Yeah, we sit down and Jimmy's like, before she could say anything, he points at me and says, "He's a mute." And she looks at me,
Oh my god.
and I just look at her like there's nothing up there. You know?
Lights are on. No, it's
Yeah,
on.
yeah, exactly. And so next, we're doing sign language, and I'm like,
Oh,
and she
no.
leaves. I'm like, "Jimmy, I want a Coke and a steak dinner." And Jimmy, he orders me a water with a chicken salad. I'm like, "Are you kidding me right now?"
But the way he did it, dude, he's
Yeah.
like, he do the whole chicken. He wants a. Jason gets in there, he goes like this. Oh, he wants a chicken salad.
I'm like, "Oh no, this was
He wants
bad."
a water and a chicken. He wants chicken salad. Jason's like,
The waitress would not look at me. It was crazy. It was crazy.
You
And
got
then-
to be kidding. Oh, she was here to tell this story too.
And then
'cause,
towards
oh,
it'd been hilarious.
he's
I'd love to hear
hilarious.
her
Jimmy's
story.
so funny.
Yeah. So then all of a sudden, towards the end of the dinner, she comes up. "All right, here's the bill or whatnot," and Jimmy looks at her and it's like, "Hey, he wants your number," and she looks over and just points at the ring finger, like, "Sorry, I'm married."
no.
Yeah, it was funny.
That's so funny.
Oh,
and then he gets up and Jason says, "Have a good day."
You're like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah,
way.
dude, that was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny.
Yep, that was the second time we had him in mute.
Oh yeah.
The second is it?
The first time we were in
was
a
part one.
restaurant in Malad.
Well, that one didn't go as long.
That one
as
didn't go as good or as whatever. But
It only went.
these
about
guys were more
3 minutes.
harassing Jason because Jason didn't hardly talk
Yeah.
because he's really quiet. Not anymore, but
I've never seen you quiet.
I'm always quiet.
no, this was old school. Back in the day,
I
it
was gonna
was
say.
he was quiet. Like, what's wrong with your brother? Nothing.
Everybody thought I was mad at him. Like,
Oh really?
yeah, they would always think
JP's
like
pissed.
or mad at him or like thinking he's too good for anybody else.
Yeah.
Some stuff like that.
He was the quiet
so,
kid in the corner.
Yeah.
Just laughed and listened to everybody else's
Right, just took it
drama.
all in.
Yep. I'm like, I let everybody else make a fool out of themselves rather than me
Right.
opening my mouth to make a fool out of myself. And Doug did a great job.
And they
at that.
you had a good team.
I got that.
Right.
I took care of him.
Mhm.
I was always on center stage.
Oh, that's fun. That mute story's hilarious.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was a classic. It was fun.
I think we need more fire,
Yeah.
More what?
more
Doug,
wood.
I don't. You just holding my drink. Can you do that?
Yep.
I'm attached.
You're attached. I'm gonna stir up the wood a little bit here, because I know Doug will probably. Where's the mic? Oh, there
Oh,
it
yeah,
is.
you're good.
Doug will
Whatever, dude.
probably
I am
call
just
in.
fine. I'm just fine.
Is that what you call it?
Yep.
Oh, son of a mother sucker!
Yeah, and who's fine now?
I didn't do it on purpose.
Yep.
JP, you fired.
Fired.
Yeah, it builds character.
Hey, now you got a story for
Yeah,
me,
you burnt my microphone. Or you burnt my recorder. It's its character.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You wouldn't believe it. Emilio Estevez, the Mighty
Yeah.
Duck Man.
I was like, Emilio!
Oh, so glad you know movies.
Oh, yeah. So we do a lot of movie quotes at our house.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
yes.
go. It went for movies. Jason would be a friggin' dry sense of humor.
I would not. That
Oh.
was not. Take that back.
Oh, Jason. But I'll tell you what. He betters them that better than the movies.
He's better than the movies.
Yeah, he's bad. JP's a bad man.
I believe that. When I first got my... Was that your leg?
He broke his leg.
Pow!
Scratch my ugh.
Oh, my og.
There we go.
There, that's going to be a hot one.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Bangers.
And now you can see the cord. The cord.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
Good.
Where were we at?
Right before the act.
Well, it was about mute,
Well,
but
story's
that's kind of gone now.
Recorder on. There we go.
Yeah,
Make sure I didn't
sure
set my
you don't-
recorder on ashes. We're good.
Good.
There you go.
Live at Bear Camp at the Fire. You never know what's going to happen.
You just never know.
You never know.
I can't believe he's passed out already.
No.
That's freaking hilarious.
No.
I
You
think
were borderline.
No,
Your
no,
eye-
no.
You were like that. Your eyes were closed.
No.
They
No.
look
Oh, they
closed.
were shut.
No,
Oh,
not
they were
even
shut.
close. Look at the video. Look at the video.
We'll back
we
it up.
will.
We'll
We'll look
we'll
back.
back
We
it up.
are far from being over.
14 in.
You
We'll look
already,
back like 4
you
minutes from
already
now.
owe me one ice cream cone on this trip. We'll make it two.
We'll make it 3. I was not asleep.
He was.
It
his
looked
eyes
like
were
it.
closed.
Like I even looked over. I'm like,
He gone. Like,
oh man.
Anyways, how did we meet you, Patrick?
Oh gosh, what year is
Indiana.
it? Yeah, Indiana hunting
Indiana,
with
we were-
Gibson.
Adam, yes.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I was helping him set stands and everything for you guys coming. 'Cause he said he had some Utah guys coming.
Some crazy
Yeah.
Utah boys.
And I was hunting across the field from one of you guys, and the buck you ended up killing
Yeah.
came in that next morning.
10.
Yeah, nice 10
Yeah.
point. I was
Yeah,
gonna smoke it the day before. I had a
Really?
bow, and you come in and just whacked it. That was a good buck.
Yeah, it was a nice
And
one.
that's how I met-
130.
High 130, 37, 38
Yeah,
maybe.
something like that.
That was a beautiful 10.
That's a
Oh,
gorgeous 10.
I seen him coming.
Actually, when I get back, I'm gonna go pick him up from the taxidermy shop.
That's gonna be
It's
awesome.
been 6 years. I'm excited.
17
6
years
years.
later.
Oh
It's been
my
6
gosh.
years.
Could be longer. That's another story for another time.
Right.
Yep. I seen that buck.
Where were you sitting?
I can't remember where I was at, but I
You
seen
were
him and
just
I'm
to
like,
the west of me.
dude, there's
Then
a
you were on the-
monster.
No, you were to the.
You were on top, sitting over a big open field. Then.
Yeah.
Yep. I know exactly where you were sitting.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
that
was like,
buck
holy
comes
crap,
in,
there's
I
a
get
monster in front of me.
Yep.
And,
I get a
and the
text
sucker
message.
goes to JP, of course.
I get a text message from Doug. Big buck's coming your way. I'm like, I see him.
I know.
He's coming.
He's
Yeah.
coming.
So, he came in. It was funny. He had a little buck with him too. As
I
well.
thought that was another deer.
Cash, come here.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, he had a little buck with him too, and the little buck took the trail that came into 60 yards.
Hi, buddy.
Yep. Out in the field.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah, but
Yep.
that bigger buck, I don't know why,
your
but he
ball?
came into it was like
Wait,
22
find it.
yards. It was just a perfect shot, and
Read the script.
yeah, exactly. It was perfect.
Gosh.
And he, I shot him, and he ran out in the field, and he tipped over. You know that
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot of fun because I hit him perfect. And all of a sudden, you see that tail go up. All of a sudden, the back legs start.
Oh. Yeah, he died in the field, didn't he?
Yeah.
So you watched it all.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gosh.
That was neat. That's the best when you see him tip over.
Oh yeah. That's when you know.
Yeah.
When you see him
Go
run
find
off,
your ball.
and you're always in the bottom of the barrel.
Exactly.
You never know what's gonna happen.
Sit over here.
I met you guys. I met Colby. I met Jake and John.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met all you guys.
Exactly.
And Cody Christensen.
Yeah.
Cody.
I haven't seen
Cody.
him in years.
Cody Christensen. Maybe you weren't there when Cody showed up.
That was the very first
Was that
year.
the first
I
year?
wasn't there year one.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was
so
the
Cody
very, very
Christensen
first
came the
year.
first year.
He kept falling asleep in the stand.
Oh, I heard about that.
And then I went and
no
go sit
deer.
in the stand, and I shot a nice 8-point right out, the
Yeah.
very first morning. Or not the very first, well, the first time I sat in that stand.
Yep,
That was
I
a
did
nice-
hear that story.
That was a heavy 8.
It was a nice 8.
Yeah.
Colby shot a good back out of there too.
Yeah, Colby shot a nice 10
Yeah.
Yeah.
out of there.
I miss that property. Cass County, that's Cass County, Indiana. That held some good
Yeah.
deer.
Yeah, there were some good.
There's a
bucks in
couple
there. Jake
mega
passed
giants.
us. I
It's
shouldn't say Jake
interesting to
passed us.
hunt because there's not a lot of wooded areas.
A lot of open field.
There's a lot of open fields, and you're
Yeah.
sitting in a little stand of woods that are an acre big.
Yeah.
And
Little
all of a sudden,
pass-throughs.
you see a buck come from the other acre that's 2 miles over.
Yep. Adam liked he liked sitting on the edges, and he liked being able to see a long ways. He liked seeing deer,
Yeah.
which so do I. I love seeing deer.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So that was a lot of fun to hunt.
Yeah. It was,
I think
it was a lot of
Jake,
fun.
old man Jake, saw a giant,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said he was like in that 180s, but he just could not get a shot at him.
and I sat in that stand.
Yeah.
After you guys left, he told me about it.
What
So-
stand was that?
That was right next to
It was-
somebody's house.
Yeah, it was real close. It was just on the road
Right off
from.
the road. It was only like 20 yards off the road.
It wasn't far off the road at all.
Yeah, it wasn't far.
Isn't
Well,
that
man,
funny? Like some of the
Hi,
areas
buddy.
you're like, oh, there's no
Where'd
deer
you
there.
find it?
That's where
They
the
know.
deer
Did you
are.
find it? Go find the ball.
That's awesome.
In those smaller
Go
woods,
find
they
it.
can dip out and
Go. Go
Yeah.
find it.
he loses the ball again.
Yep.
He didn't lose
Dougie's
it,
kicking
I put
stuff.
it
Uh-oh.
away.
We're good.
I heard it. You're good. The fire's getting
Yeah.
hot.
It's,
It's nice. It's
I know
beautiful.
how to build a fire.
Hey.
It's that cowboy blood.
That's too funny. Heck yeah.
I'm about to refill this so I can say I'm on number 1.
What's Patrick's favorite
Save
hunt
them.
that he's ever
My
been on?
favorite hunt I've ever been on.
Yeah, what's Patrick's favorite hunt? Like
Well,
Indiana,
the hunt all went until I got married. They
alligators,
ended that hunt.
Idaho deer.
Right? Going for the 2-legged deer.
Let's see. My favorite hunt I've ever been on. Oh gosh, that's a question.
That is.
That's because every hunt I've ever been on, just
Epic.
incredible memory. Probably, I almost said where it was. My Idaho mule deer.
There you go.
Oh, Yeah.
I'm on fire.
you're right. Help me, Oprah Winfrey.
I'm on fire.
That place just has a special
Oh, it does.
feel to it.
Yes.
The atmosphere, everything about that area.
That was
is
fun to
just-
take you. and show
Everything
you.
about that was amazing.
Yeah.
The hot springs. That's where I met Devin Leonard.
Yep.
Devin
That's where I
who?
met Jimmy Lynn.
Devin who?
I forget.
You know that legendary guy.
Yeah, that guy. Love that kid.
The guy with the coolest hair ever.
Yeah,
And
Ever.
bright white teeth.
Yep. Ever.
he is so funny.
He
Oh,
is
yeah.
the coolest
Man.
dude you'll ever meet.
Yeah, he's a
Anyways,
great man.
Don't want to go off the
Enough
subject.
about Devin.
Yeah. We need the coolest story ever.
Everything about that hunt. The hot springs, you're on fire again.
Oh, I'm on
We
fire.
might have to shift over a little bit. Because
I'm
you're
on fire.
Stop, drop, and roll, roll, Doug. No, really. That's like it went in your drink. It's gonna start on fire.
Doug, no, your pants.
I gotta move.
Hold, please.
His ash is going all over him.
You wanna?
Oh, dude.
I gotta
that's
hide behind
awesome.
JP for a minute.
There you go.
We can stay here. Dougie's talks loud enough. We're good to go. You good, Doug?
Alright.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, I can hear you.
Yeah, he
Are we
does
good?
talk loud. I mean, I thought it was from shooting guns while my left ear was always deaf.
What?
But now I'm thinking
Now
about
you know
I'm
it's-
always riding in the passenger side. It's Doug talking so loud while my left ear's bad.
A horse crap.
Oh, it
Horse.
is.
Oh, no way, freaking way.
Oh, absolutely.
No way.
Yep.
You had a 1990 Chevy that had the most craziest bass. It would almost shake your heart inside you
was
when he
pretty
would play it.
gangster.
And it was the most, like, I had to get out of the truck so many times because, like, dude, I can't handle it.
Is that your ear pierce days?
Yeah, that
Back
was
in
those
the-
were his
motocross
motocross
The hoop days.
Motocross days, yeah.
Yep.
When I thought I was a gangster.
That was so. I come across a picture. Yeah, you can't see. It's too dark behind us. In the trailer, it's Dougie and JP, and they're like 20s, late 20s, mid 20s.
Yeah, late 20s.
It was
Hoops.
around 98. No,
Hoops and both
I'm
the
not gonna. I should
Jay's
say
ears.
year because that's gonna age me.
right.
Yeah, but it was back in 98, 99, and
No, it was later than that.
no, because I bought my YZ 125 back in 98, brand new off the showroom floor.
Yeah, but you still had earrings a long time after that.
No, it wasn't that long. It was like maybe 2 years after that.
No.
It was the bleach hair. It was all of it.
Oh,
man.
you
I
had
was
the
into it.
bleach
Eminem, he
tips.
didn't like his red
Yeah.
hair.
Like
He
it
didn't like
straight
his
from
red hair.
instinct.
But it was hard growing up as a redhead, man. You got made fun of. Like,
Oh,
all
yeah.
sorts of stuff.
Carrot top.
You got some thick knuckles and some thick skin. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
You
No,
beat
go
up
find your own ball.
everybody, and
Go.
you know, finally everybody decided it was worth not making fun of me because they got hit.
Right.
But
Yeah, smack some people around.
right,
Show them what's up.
yeah, but yeah,
Funny.
that was a good time. That feels like a lifetime ago.
Right.
Yeah,
The good old days.
yeah, the good old days. Then we got old and bought a house and had to be responsible and
Sold all our
make
stuff.
payments and stuff like that. So we had to.
Adulting sucks.
Yeah, right. And
Yep.
then we got into other foolish things, and
Horses,
It's not foolish.
4-wheelers.
yeah, and I got back into horses, and then it's been all uphill from there.
Yeah, right. That's something I want to do. I pack in horse hunt.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a
Elk,
whole
mule
new
deer,
level. Yeah, getting
Chipmunk. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like you hear people talking about all of it. You know, like oh, you got in there with horses, but they don't understand how much work you have to put into those horses.
Dude, it's amazing.
I don't
Outside
understand
looking
with,
in.
with bear hunting how much work it puts into it, and then watching you guys,
Right.
and then going behind you and helping. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah, it
like
takes
this
a lot
isn't a
of
walk
work
in
to
the
do
park.
this
There's a
stuff.
lot of preparation.
Yeah.
That's what Doug and I are talking about tonight. The preparation it takes
Yeah,
for
it does. Yeah, it's a lot. You got to get your barrels in, your bait permits, everything. You
Yeah,
know,
the
it takes a lot of
preparation is
work.
just crazy. How much work you got to put into it.
yeah, it's insane.
Those silly bears. And but then to see to see the camera and the pictures that you get, it's so cool and rewarding. And then it's like, all right, when they come in, because now we got to find them in the daytime.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
in hopes you find them in the daytime.
Right.
the hopes. We thought for sure tonight it was game over.
Oh, I 100% like any time now. A bear's gonna come out this mountain, and I'm gonna be sitting here 108 yards and poo.
Should have gave Doug a bath before you went out.
Probably.
Hey, we've been at camp for a few. I mean, it's we've all probably need dipped in the water.
Yeah.
We'll get in the lake. It'll be like a oil skim on top of the water. It's like, oh,
Like,
Go
oh,
find
oh.
who was that?
It's been a
Find the
few
ball.
days.
Go find it and then bring it back to me. Go.
Yeah, but no, the horse thing I absolutely love, man.
It is cool.
When you get your good horses. I mean, I've had my horses for. I mean, I bought Boots back in '07.
We've had them for a while then.
I've had them all for quite some time, and I've had them. They're all coming up on 17, 18 years old, and I've had them all at 2 years old.
Wow.
So they've been with me a long, long time. But you know, getting back in the backcountry is just
Getting in there.
next level. Well, because it's so busy out. Like you get four-wheelers everywhere, people hiking everywhere. You get into the rifle season in Utah, and it's,
Yeah.
you hit a ridge, and it's like, is there
How many
any?
pumpkins are? Oh,
Yeah,
look at
it's
all
just
that
the whole
pumpkins.
thing's orange. It's
Right.
like,
Oh my gosh.
It's just terrible. So
It's who can get to the deer first at that point.
exactly. So it's just amazing to get back in horses, get in the back country, and get away from people. And
Yeah, we just got back.
and
from
there's
an elk
so
hunt.
much more that goes into it. You know, it's just the getting back there and get away from everybody. And
Oh,
I'm
catch.
gonna
Oh, we're
I'm
good.
gonna
Catch.
Fire on me.
It was on me.
Oh, was it on you? I
Yeah.
thought it hit my
All right.
shoulder.
No.
I thought it hit you too. On your elk hunt, how far in were you?
We found a new trail. We didn't find it. We actually took it this time, and it was actually 12 and a half miles on that one.
I thought you were in further.
But we usually have to go about 18 and a half because we go
That's how
out
far I
and
thought you were
around. You know, that's what we normally do. We've done that for years. And so this year we're finally went in this other direction,
Yeah.
and everybody's like, yeah, it was cleared out, you know, so the trail's cleared, so we can go that way.
Oh, that's right. You actually called.
Yeah,
Division,
I called
that's
it
right.
the Forest Service, and they're like, oh yeah, it's cleared out. So I took that trail and cut off 5 miles. So it could,
Oh, holy
so it was
cow!
nice.
To get to the same destination,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Basically, we were a little bit further south than we normally do, and it was actually really good.
It was good. It was
Yeah,
great.
you had elk talking.
Yeah.
You had shot opportunities.
Yep, shot and hit a branch, and
Swing and a miss.
That video's coming. Not too
That's-
much.
that's still haunting me to this day.
It's-
I-
oh, yeah.
I might,
It's going to.
It was a stud bull too.
I might cry in a second just talking about it. Like it was hard to.
It was a stud bull.
Hi, zippers.
Come here, Dingo.
To be in the backcountry in Utah and have a stud bull,
Oh yeah.
normally like a 4-point or 5-point, and it's like this guy was a giant 6.
It was nice.
Like most
Like
limited entry people
320s,
have been like,
350s?
oh my gosh, I'm gonna shoot him. He was a stud bull.
It was sweet, but missed him. But it was all around a great trip. We had a lot of fun. A lot of good
Fishing like,
fishing,
yeah,
a
I've
lot of
never
good
seen.
trout,
Oh,
you
fishing
know,
was good,
everything.
wasn't it?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah. I think we went and just fished like 2 hours, and I caught like 40 plus fish.
Holy
Yeah,
cow.
it was amazing.
I got
yeah.
sick of filming him. It's like,
What were you guys
another one?
catching?
It's like constantly,
we were
nonstop.
catching a bunch of brooks, cutthroats, and tiger trout.
Tiger trout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
yeah, so it's pretty neat.
You guys
I-
eat any or did you put them
Oh
all
yeah,
back?
we
Did you eat
yeah,
any?
we
You
ate a
said-
couple. And we actually made a fire right there on the lake, and we brought some tinfoil from camp and a little bit of stick of butter and
Oh my gosh.
some zip.
And it was good. I'm not like a fish guy, dude, and it was good fish.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was
God,
really
Trout's my favorite. Trout and salmon.
Oh, you'd love it.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, but but it takes so much work to get in that back country.
Yeah.
You,
And thank God you have horses. There's
yeah.
no
Oh
way.
yeah. Well, it's kind of funny, even though you get those guys that have horses, but they don't ride a whole lot,
Mhm.
and it's like I used to shoot horses quite a bit, and I'd get to the guy's place and like, oh yeah, we're heading up in the back country and everything like that, and I'm like, oh cool. Next thing you know, I go shoot their horses again. I'm like, how was your trip? They're like, oh, we got in there for one day, and this guy broke a leg or an arm or something like this, or this horse did that, so we had to come out early, and so it takes a lot to prepare your horses, to get them mentally prepared for it, plus yourself and all
Right.
your gear ready.
It's not just hop on and go.
Yeah, get
go
your
find
horses legged up
Yeah.
and everything like that. It
find
takes a
your
lot of work to do that, but go.
Like all these hunts out west take a lot of work.
They do.
If you want to be
It's a
successful.
lot of
Oh, yeah,
hiking,
absolutely.
a lot of like
Be
moving
successful
and
and get something big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
You shoot with. I'll bleep that out. With that place.
yeah, not that place.
I'll back up to that one and get that location out of there. With the mule deer.
Cut, delete.
You're right.
Yeah.
That was a hike. We got to that deer after I shot it.
Yep.
Finally found it, shot it again, and then got back to the 4-wheelers. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
like that was a lot.
Oh, yeah, we worked our guts out on that one.
Yeah.
And that
So-
was on the easier part.
That
of
was
it.
on easy.
Yeah, that was
We
the
weren't
easy
in
part
there.
of Idaho there. Yeah, it was
We rode
easy.
4-wheelers to a certain point, and we hiked 30 minutes to a glassing point.
Yeah. The half a mile, and then we glassed a mile.
Yeah, the very first year we were there, we brought the horses up, and we went in the back country, set cameras and everything,
Oh gosh.
and then we were hunting it. We're like, man, look at all these deer tracks heading up this canyon. So we just got on the horses and just went up, followed them,
Yeah.
basically, and got up there and found that big, huge, that bull up there where Dougie killed that 190 buck, and everything like that.
That's a
and-
stud buck.
And we actually had a couple other friends that killed some bucks up over the 200-inch buck range, And
200
Yeah.
it was like, what did he score?
I think he was 208.
Yeah, it was.
think it
on
was
that
208.
mountain front.
208. Yep.
Yeah.
Who killed that?
Colt Douglas.
Colt Douglas.
Colt Douglas. Kyle Douglas's younger
I
brother.
was gonna say I know Douglas would be Kyle, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
no kidding.
Yep. Yep.
What
Yeah.
year did he kill that? Because Kyle killed a nice 3-point up there.
That was a couple years before that.
No.
The
so-
3-point he killed a couple of years before that. But yeah, Kyle was actually going in after on the monster, and me and his dad were back
I'll
on
be
the
right
spotting
back.
scopes.
Okay.
Doug will be talking.
Go,
And
Doug.
it was almost dark. I shouldn't say it was almost, but it was like maybe an hour and a half to dark. And
Yeah.
they were 2.5 miles away. And they're like, let's go. And I'm like, there's no way I'm making that trip.
Yeah.
To get up there and kill him in time. There's no way.
I've seen that distance, so no
And
way.
Kyle and Colt were both like, dude, can we at least try to get up in there? I'm like, if you can get up in there and kill him, get up there and kill him. But I said, if you think you can't do it, back out. We'll go in there in the morning and go kill him.
We'll be there. Same spot.
Them suckers were like billy goats. They ran. There's 10 inches of snow, and there's like deadfall like a madman. And these kids, they're younger. Of course I'm.
Right. They're 18,
Double their
19,
age.
16, 17.
No, they're probably mid-20s.
Oh, are they? I thought
Yeah.
they were younger than that.
They act
Well-
like they're 17. No, I'm totally joking.
No, I think Kyle was probably, that was 2 years ago, so Kyle was probably 22.
Was that 2 years ago?
And Colt was probably 19.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
And so, yeah, they were younger.
Yeah.
40s, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to make that. So they took off.
Simmons
and,
is old.
and me and their dad just sat there and watched. And they're like, all right, like maybe 30 minutes into it. And they're like, all right, we're already where the buck was at. Where we got to go? And we're like, what? I'm like, well, the
Wow.
buck's bedded. So, and we didn't have very good communication back and forth.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, the buck's bedded. So you just got to go up there and, figure out where he's at. And next you know, we hear a kaboom. We got him. We got him.
You're kidding.
And I'm in the spotting scope, and I'm like, nope, he's still bedded down. I don't think so. You got the wrong. Something's.
They dumped him in his
Are you
bed.
sure? Are you sure you got the right buck? And they're like, no, dude, he's dead. He fell in his tracks. He got up and we smoked him. He fell over. We're
Yeah.
like, you shot the wrong buck. He's still alive. So Kyle shot the wrong deer.
Oh.
So Colt's
Again.
like, aha, sucker.
Give me the
Took
gun.
advantage of this one. Give me the
Give
gun.
me the gun.
So they ran up another 300 yards, found this other buck, shot him. Ended up being like a 28-inch, 4x6,
Oh.
280-inch buck. And it was just. And then me and his dad, we went back to the guy. Okay, good luck. Get it cut up, and we'll, maybe we'll go back in the morning. We'll go get it, whatever. But
Yeah.
bring something back with you. So, we figured it was like 6:45 at night. We figured,
Dark.
yeah, it was dark basically, and we're like, all right, we figured it'd probably take them 2 hours to get everything loaded. Probably 2 hours, probably 4 hours. So we're like, they'll be back. They should be back at camp at like 1. We wake up at 1 o'clock, and me and his dad went back to camp, made dinner, went to bed. We woke up 1 o'clock in the morning. The boys aren't back yet. Like, they'll be back soon. We fell back asleep. Woke back up at like 3. They'll be back soon.
With the microphone?
Nope, my phone.
Oh, got you. At 3?
At 3 o'clock in the morning, they're still not back. We're like,
Ooh.
like, should we go out and start looking for them? Like,
You in the same camp that we were in last
Yeah,
time?
we were in the same camp.
Okay.
Yep. And so we're like, well, God, I don't know. So we're like, well, if they ain't back before 6, we'll go out and
Oh,
we'll
shoot.
go find
3
them.
more hours.
I fell asleep. Next you know, the camp door goes open, and they're like, wakey, wakey! And Kyle comes in and Colt comes in, and we're like, finally, good gosh, what took you guys
We're
so
worried
long?
sick in here
No
sleeping.
doubt, sleeping.
Yeah.
And they finally got back, and they didn't have the deer with them. And I'm like, well, what are you doing? Go grab the deer. So they brought the deer in, and I'm telling you what, my jaw dropped, Sean's jaw dropped, and it was like the most, oh my gosh, look at that buck type deal. Like,
No.
I knew he was big.
kidding.
I figured a buck was 190. And then they're like, no, he's big. Like, if he ain't over 200, I'm like, no, I know what 190 looks like. He's a good buck. So this is 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, give me a tape measure. I'm scoring him.
You taped him at 4
So
a.m.?
4 o'clock in the morning, these guys were like, it's time for bed, dude. Let's go to bed. I'm like, I'm taping him.
Yeah.
So I taped him out, and he was 208.
No.
That buck was
kidding.
so big, it was just like, oh my gosh.
That's insane.
Kyle's buck was like a 155-inch buck.
I shot a 155.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful buck.
Yeah. I'd shoot him again today.
Yeah, but yeah, we've had some horror stories on that mountain shooting the wrong bucks. I've done it myself.
Yeah.
That's another
Year
story.
before last.
Dougie gets that buck fever going, and it's just
Oh.
he gets on the radio after he shoots something. You have to calm him down, like Doug. Take a deep breath, air. Now explain that in English.
It's like
please.
that. Yeah. Ron Burgundy and the.
Mustard.
That's awesome. It's classic.
That's hilarious.
Tell him that story, Jay. Tell him that story.
Which one?
Me shooting the wrong buck.
I'm the same way. If I have a buck come
Well,
in,
I
I'm
wasn't
like,
there
yep,
when you
he's
shot
a
that.
shooter. I completely ignore the antlers, and I'm like, kill it. If I focus on the deer, I'm going to see it for the rest of my life, so I'm going to kill it.
Dougie shot the wrong buck. I'm like, you're on your own, kid. I'm down here. I'm gonna start a fire and relax.
You shot a what? Yeah, you're on your own, bud.
Yeah.
Throw them over your back. I'll be
It's
here.
gonna be
Yeah.
a good learning experience for
Oh,
you.
man. Well, yeah, let's rewind.
Yeah.
You're glassing. What'd you see?
So we found like 6 bucks. Me and Kyle Douglas were up there, and we found like 6 bucks up in here. So we were like, all right, let's go sneak up in there. At this time, I'm like 230 pounds. So I'm slow,
You're slow
Yeah.
sneaking.
still sneaking, but I'm trying to hike fast.
Yeah, yeah.
So it took us a long time to get over where these bucks were at. It's a mile, but it's straight up and down, nasty canyons. And we get over there, and we circle up above them, and we knew where they were at. So we got up above them, and we started finding these bucks in their beds.
Yeah.
And Kyle's picking the deer out. I'm picking the deer out. And then Kyle waves me over and says, "Come over here." So we go over there, and we see this 4x5.
That's
4x5
on the same
a
mountain
nice
then.
buck. He's probably in the mid 160s. And Kyle's like, "Dude, that would be the biggest buck I've ever shot."
Yeah.
He had an inline cheater on his G3. Just a cool buck, And
That's a good deer.
I'm like, "Dude, shoot it." And he's like, "No, dude, we need to double up." I'm like, "No, you need to shoot that. If that's your biggest buck you've ever shot, dude, let's kill it." He waits. He's like, nope. He's patient. So we're waiting. There's 5 or 6 bucks in here, and 3 of them are dandies. The one buck I wanted, I says, "I don't care what buck you shoot, Kyle, but this is the buck I'm killing. This is my buck.
Yeah.
I want this one." And this buck's probably in the mid 180s. Super tall. This frame on him is just insane. And we finally are sitting next to each other. He has his earplugs in, so I'm talking to him, and he goes, "What?" And it's loud as can be, So he's like, so I'm like, "Shh, quiet, So it was funny. And finally, we were trying to plan how we were going to shoot these deer, and I finally was like, "All right, after you shoot, I will shoot."
How hot is that? Next to the camera. Is it real hot?
No, it's like wintertime over here.
190.
Yeah, so Kyle's, being very patient. I'm being very patient, and these buck are down below us, probably 190 yards is all.
Oh man, they're close.
But they're on a 35-degree angle, straight down, big time.
Yeah.
My mistake is I should have left my gun at 100 yards. I dialed in for 190, but I didn't put in for the 35-degree downhill,
Okay.
which shouldn't be that big of a deal at 190 yards.
Right.
Well, all the bucks come into our little little area where we were at, and my buck is feeding toward me, and his shoulder's right in my face, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I got this sucker!" And I'm waiting for Kyle to shoot. I'm waiting. I'm aiming. And I look up and over at him, and he goes kaboom. So I have to hurry and come back into my scope, and this time my crosshairs are down below the buck, so I'm swinging up on the buck, and as soon as it hits his chest, I pull the trigger. I might have kept on swinging as I was coming up. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. I
At
still see the
190
buck to
yards.
this day. I look at this buck, and I still can see his face looking up at me because he's trying to look straight up at me. I can still see his face going, and I'm like, I just missed.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the frick did I just miss? Well, I cock another shell in. While I'm cocking another shell in, his 2-point comes in right where that buck was, but they both ran into the pine trees. I pull up, see the body. I figured it was the buck. Boom! Smoke him, and I'm like cheering for joy like I just shot
You shot a
monster.
180-inch buck.
At least 180. I mean, his frame was just gigantic. And I'm like, I'm all stoked. I'm like, "Kyle, did you get yours?" He says, "I don't know." He says, "Well, you didn't shoot that 2-point that followed your buck in, did you?" And I'm like,
I didn't see a 2-point.
"What? There was a
Oh.
2-point in that group?" So we get down there, and yep,
Sure
I
enough.
missed the big buck and shot the 2-point.
I remember seeing that 2-point. I think
And-
you sent me a photo, or I saw it on Facebook. One of the two.
And
Yeah.
I was heartbroken.
Ah.
And I get down there, and I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me! I shot the 2-point."
Did you see that buck after you shot?
Never saw him again.
No.
Never saw him again.
Is that a wolf?
Coyotes.
Coyotes. I'm like,
Coyotes.
oh. I was hoping.
Oh!
It's a
I
Dougie.
was hoping it was a wolf.
That'd have been cool.
There's a couple coyotes.
You can hear him?
My hair almost stood up on the back of my neck for a second.
Anyway, so Jason's down at the bottom of the ridge, and we had the radios, whatever. And I'm like, "Jay, you're gonna kill me." He says, "How big is he?" I don't shoot small bucks.
Right.
He says, "How big is he?" And I'm like, "Dude, you're gonna kill me. I shot a 2-point." "Doug, how big is he?" I'm like, "He was a
No,
giant."
no. The first thing, I shot a giant. That was the first thing I heard.
Oh, you didn't know at first you didn't know you shot a
I didn't
2-point.
show. I thought I smoked a
Oh,
monster.
you thought you smoked a giant.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gearing up. I'm like, sweet. He got I'm getting everything ready to go back up there. Because I was down in camp.
Oh shoot, you were a ways away there.
Yeah, I was a ways away. And he's hitting me on the radio. I was just getting dinner ready. I mean,
Yeah.
there was a reason why he's 235 pounds at that time. You know, my cooking. No, just totally.
Yeah, I just
joking.
had to cook it. It's
Totally
good.
joking. Totally
I'll
Well,
be right there.
well said. Well said.
Totally joking. But no, so I'm like, all right, I'll get my stuff. And next time I get up towards the top of the hill, and he's like, "You're gonna kill me." I'm like,
Oh.
I shot a 2-point. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, nobody in their right mind would shoot a 2-point on that hill.
Not in that area.
No.
No, not
So,
not even
yeah.
Doug.
Yeah.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
Ugh. It was so
Yeah.
heartbreaking, dude. I was
Oh
like,
my
and
gosh.
I packed that 2-point.
So we
off
got to
that
pack out a
mountain.
2-point and a 3-point off that ridge. I'm like, ugh.
Kyle ended up shooting a big 3-point.
It was a
probably
big three.
probably 150-inch 3-point.
Yeah, it was a nice tree.
Easy.
It was a
You sent me.
pretty
yeah.
You did send me a photo of that one.
Yeah.
The,
Yeah, it
the
was a
day he
beautiful
shot it.
tree.
Yeah, a big 150-inch 3-point.
Wait,
at
that was in
least.
2000.
I don't
That was
know.
18.
Was it 18?
That was the year after I was there. 18.
18. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a giant buck in there. Oh,
There's been some studs. Take a 200 incher. The 190s you killed. The 180 you missed. And I remember you showed me a video just the other day of that 180 inch in there.
Yep.
Mega giant.
mega giant. Like
Mega.
one of those ones you're like, oh, I want him.
Like
We gotta kill him.
Farm deer giant.
Yeah, like you don't see those ones very often
No.
anymore. I seen him and I'm like, we gotta go now. Let's go.
It was an old school buck, back
Yeah.
in the 70s, 60s.
Oh,
old
oh,
school,
yeah.
that
Great
type
big
of buck.
wide 4-point.
Yeah, it was just one of those like magical bucks.
Yep.
It was
Thing you
And the
dream
buck
about.
that Kyle was going after was a stud too. Big 4x5.
Well, why did he shoot a 3-point? What happened with that?
Wrong buck.
He shot the
We
wrong
both
buck too.
shot
You
the
both
wrong
shot the
buck.
wrong buck.
Yep. So Kyle kill me. It's like, yep, he shot the wrong buck. And I
No
shot the wrong buck.
Kidding.
It happens. It happens so
Yeah.
quick. It's just
Well, shoot, when I was there,
bummer.
I'm trying to think if I saw. I think almost every deer I saw that we got on was a 4-point.
Yeah.
We saw a couple.
You seen that throwing 3-point was with that 4-point that you stalked in.
That's right.
Other than that,
He's a
we've
big
seen
3
those
though.
The other bucks that we seen were all we seen your buck that was 27 inches
Yeah.
wide, 155, 160 inch buck, and then there was 5 other 4-points in there, but they were smaller.
Yeah, small 4s.
Probably in that 145,
That's
155.
exactly what I was gonna say.
But still, it's like there was a lot of
Good bucks.
good bucks.
And people were smoking 2-points and spikes and
Or not seeing deer.
or not. Yeah.
And we did.
I'm like, you guys killed, and then John killed his.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys killed both of these on this mountain. We're like, yeah.
Looks like them coyotes are getting to them cows.
Yeah,
That's what it
they-
sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cows
Yeah,
are
them
brr.
Ooh, they were quiet. until
Getting
now.
nervous.
Yeah, they're getting a little nervous. Well, thank goodness those calves are old now.
I was gonna say there shouldn't be calving now. I wouldn't think.
No, those were all yearling calves in there. Replacement heifers.
Cows will stomp them.
Hopefully.
This fire's perfect.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
It's nice. For a second, I mean, this is gonna get hot, but it's perfect. That
You're
pine
welcome.
burns so quick.
Yeah, it's nice. Very nice. Heck yeah.
Yeah, it was funny too, because the first time I told Patrick when he was coming out, I says, make sure you can got a gun that shoots out to 500 yards. And he's just mind blown, like, what? 500 yards? I'm like, oh, I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah.
500 yards.
Indiana,
Make sure
like
you know
150
where-
yards is a poke.
Yeah. And you're like, I don't even have a place to shoot that for.
I
Ended up
found
going
one.
to the police place, and shooting it their little sniper deal.
I actually went to a place called Bass and Bucks.
Bass and Bucks.
Yeah, yeah. In Wabash, Indiana. We're shooting 750 yards, and that was incredible. I shot, boom, and it took long enough to be like, I missed. Ping! Like, there's no way I just hit steel at 700 yards.
Yeah.
Hit it again, poof, ping!
Let's go.
And then I missed my buck at 547.
No, you didn't miss him. Well,
The first shot I did.
The first shot you did miss him.
Missed, yeah.
And it was so freaking close. We didn't compensate for the wind, and it was yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, you missed him by 3 inches in front of his chest. Aim in his guts, and you'll kill him.
Yeah, I did it with the guts.
Isn't that funny? I mean, we're so experienced now that we can actually know, like, all right, you hit there, aim off there, because we know we make good shots now.
Yeah, yeah.
They were like, all right, you hit 5 feet in front of it. If the wind is going that strong, aim that far, and
Yep.
all of a sudden you get it the next shot.
Well, like
Incredible.
Dougie. Well, that wasn't the wind. That was turrets.
Yeah.
I said the buck you missed had to aim 4 feet up
Yeah.
or 4 feet.
Oh, classic.
No, I was
4 feet down.
down below it.
down
yeah,
low.
'cause he shot
kill
way
it.
above it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
And I had to do it offhand. Like, just think about it. Like, oh crap.
That was all on video.
Yeah.
That's all YouTube. That's all.
I got a good
Document it.
kick out of it. I made.
Well, we
it
went and
made me
shot
laugh.
the night before, or the week before.
Yeah.
And we were shooting out to 650 yards, and I'm like, that's okay, that's good. But my turrets, when they wrapped all the way around to 15,
Yeah. Goes back to
15
one.
was back to 0.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought,
0.
okay, sweet. I shot, boom, boom. Okay, that gun's good. Okay, give me my other gun. So I grabbed that gun, threw it off the side, grabbed my other gun, shot it, boom, boom. Okay, felt good. And didn't think anything of it. Put my gun away, went out hunting. The whole week I was running around, sighted in for 650 yards. So that first shot went off, I was like dumbfounded, like, what? Because that gun
How in the
doesn't
heck?
usually miss.
That was the Creedmoor.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was the Creedmoor. That gun doesn't usually
Oh,
miss. And
my!
it's
I got
like,
the same gun. It's stupid accurate.
yeah, and I freaking missed, and it was like,
Sick.
wow. Jason's like, you shot 4 foot over
Oh
his
my
top. Over me. And I'm like, no freaking way. No, that was a good shot.
Yeah.
And
You were close.
so I had to aim like 2.5 feet underneath him to hit him. And at this point, I was like, let's just get a bullet in him.
Yep. Put a hole in him.
Yep. And then I had to really think because the does were running. If I shoot high, I'm going to shoot the does. And
Right.
so I had to wait for that certain, it was just a crazy. But we ended up killing him, and it was just a little buck, but
Hey.
it was certainly just a fun hunt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like we got onto a ton of deer, and
It was a hard year.
It was really hard.
It was an awesome video though.
yeah,
Loved the video on YouTube. Freaking loved it.
it was fun.
It was a fun one put
Is that the-
together.
What gun? You came to my house like 2 weeks after that, didn't you?
Yeah.
What gun did you bring to my house? You didn't have the Creedmoor. You had something
No,
else.
I had it's a Creedmoor, but I brought the
Or you
Howa.
had the house.
The Howa 1500. Yep.
And that was still high.
That was that was a touch high. I got to the range back home, and it was 8 inches high.
No kidding.
Yeah, I got home, and I was 8 inches high at home.
I thought it was
How I
elevation.
had no clue.
Because I'm at 800 above sea level. You're
Yeah,
at
so I figured-
5,000 above sea level.
Right.
I thought the elevation would have everything to do with that.
Yep. Nope. I was high. I was like, man, I'm lucky I hit the buck where I hit him.
Wow. No, you just dropped him.
Yeah, I dropped him in his tracks, but that's not where I was aiming.
That's great. At least you dropped him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Got lucky.
There's no
Yep,
track
yep.
in there.
I'd have been so pissed if I would have missed that one too.
150 yards. That's a good buck.
That was fun. That was a fun hunt.
It was fun. It was a
It was
lot of fun.
cold,
Yeah, it was. It's going to be cold this
windy,
year.
and-
windy.
Yeah.
Just fun. Those whitetails are just something else to hunt.
I can't wait for you guys to come out to our house
Oh.
again.
Couple
Oh,
weeks,
yeah,
man.
it'll
We'll
be
be
fun.
back.
Cannot wait. It's going to be a good time.
Heck yeah.
Some deer are going to die.
Deers are gonna
Deers
die.
are going to die.
Yep.
Stay gone.
Now I'm going to leave here and try to stay out of my woods. We got that triple beam running around.
Oh,
No,
I would
I
kill
think
that
Patrick needs to
joker.
go smoke that thing.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
get
what
him
I'm
on
saying.
film and
I think I'd rather you guys kill them. Driving all that
I'd
way.
rather have you kill him.
Shoot.
Heck
I'd live
yeah.
there. I can hunt anytime.
So what are you doing?
Literally 130 yards out my back door is my tree stand.
What are you doing?
It's pretty close.
Are you kidding me right
I'm getting closer.
My back's getting cold.
I had to get closer. It was getting chilly.
now? You just need a little red healer in your lap and you'll be good. How's it?
No, Patrick's place is awesome.
I love it.
It was sweet.
I've hunted that since 2008.
And it's so weird because that feels like home to me.
Yeah.
That's
It's hard
awesome. I
to
love that.
explain it. I don't know if it's hard to explain, but
No,
it's
because
just-
I've been in the situation. I get it. I
well,
definitely
it's like
get it.
growing up in Draper, Utah. That's where I grew up, and that's how we hunted.
Farm fields.
Farm fields and apple fields,
In
apple
Draper?
orchards. Yeah,
Draper's
now
a
it's-
city
it's
now.
Now it's
City
like
now.
a huge city.
it was a little cowboy town when we were growing up. I mean, we were a bunch of little hillbillies, you know.
Yeah.
Out just with our
Apple
BB
orchards,
guns
chasing
and
the deer in the apple orchards.
It was a lot of fun.
Gosh.
That was the funniest though. I mean, we got permission out in these apple orchards. Most of them have passed away by now, but We went and we went and got permission from them, and they're like, they had 10-foot fences around the apple orchards
Yeah.
to keep the deer out. But they had a canal at the very bottom. The deer would kind of either jump the canal or swim through the canal to get up through the apple orchards. But they had a high fence on the back side and on the sides. And like 12:30 at night, we would go and open that big high fence, big old gate open. So we'd let all the deer in.
Oh my gosh.
And then we'd go back and shut it like 5 o'clock in the morning. And we had 60,
Trap all these
we
deer.
had like 63 acres of freaking these
Oh
deer to
my
go chase.
God.
And there was bucks running everywhere. We're only like maybe 15, 16 years old, dude.
Clueless.
I couldn't
clueless.
even hunt. I was so young. I
We were
couldn't even hunt.
clueless.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just running arrows back and forth to everybody because everybody was missing so much.
Yeah.
I couldn't hit a broadside of a barn.
You know, the bows were going like 180 feet per second. You know what I
Right,
mean?
you can shoot the bow.
Yeah, it'd be
boom,
like
and put
30
the bow
yards
down
throw
before
some
the arrow
arcs
hits where
to
it's
it.
going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You could almost run, go catch your arrow by the time it landed somewhere.
Oh my
But we
God.
didn't know any better. And like we had 17 different broadheads,
Yeah.
mixed match arrows, and
Whatever Walmart special
yeah,
had.
exactly. You know, we didn't know any
Yeah.
better. We didn't know you had to have the same
At
spine.
that time, we didn't even know what Walmart was.
You know,
Right?
Yeah.
right?
Okay, get down.
That's hilarious.
And yeah, we would, and these deer, we'd run around and chase these deer in these fences, and they'd run and jump in the fence, and we'd laugh, and we'd chase them to the other side, and they'd go back and forth, and we'd set somebody up on this corner, and we'd chase these deer over to the next corner, and it was the funnest you'd ever have chasing mule deer. And boy, if I could go back and get more experience of what I have
With
now,
yes, you'd be
Oh, we'd
smoking
kill.
bucks.
we'd kill some good bucks.
God, were there some good ones in there?
There were some good ones in there.
No kidding.
Yeah, we had some good ones in there.
That's hilarious.
A lot of little bucks, but we had some good ones in
Yeah.
there. A lot of does, but it was just hilarious. I remember Jason shot at a buck, and it was a nice 4-point, and the arrow's going right for it, and he's like, I smoked that sucker. I got him for sure. Because the buck jumped, kicked, ran
yeah,
away.
mule kicked, yeah.
You know, so we go over there, and we start looking for blood, and he comes, gets me, and we're looking for blood, we're looking around, and I see his arrow, and I'm like, I don't think you got him, dude. He's like, no, I got him. And I'm like, well, there's your arrow right there, and it was stuck in this little sapling,
Oh,
like 5 feet in front of the buck.
not even close.
Yeah. Oh, there was another buck that Jason missed. Oh my gosh.
A good one?
Oh my gosh. So we were up in Draper. They had the golf course over. What's that golf course?
Hidden Valley
Hidden Valley Golf Course, and there was a hayfield just to the south of it, and we got permission to hunt it.
Yeah.
And this buck was a heavy 4-point, 24, 25 inches big. I mean, deep forked all the way around, but it had a 10-inch dropper on him.
Oh my gosh.
And we searched and ran around. We got permission. You almost got his phone.
Oop.
We finally got permission to hunt this land. And we're walking out because we were like, oh, where'd this buck go? And we're walking back out the truck. Oh, man down.
My bad.
Got to get the phone back up.
Redo.
And pause.
My bad. I was just trying to get the fire
You almost
going.
can't see me now.
That's my fault. I'm fired.
JP's fired.
That's the second time you've been fired tonight.
There we go.
So we're walking back to the
Yeah.
truck because we went up all day waiting for these bucks to come back.
Come here.
And we're walking back to the truck, and we're probably 100 yards from the truck. Just about, we're on the edge of the golf course, and we're walking back into this guy's property. And here lays this buck. And we didn't have rangefinders back then. Nobody had rangefinders
Right.
back then. It was all guessing game.
Yeah.
And there's this buck, dude, and I'm like, and I was pretty good at judging back then. I figured a buck was at least 40, 45 yards. Both of them were standing side by side. The other one was a typical 4-point, mid 180s. I don't even know what the other one was, but they were both giants.
Giant.
I don't even, I can't remember if I had a bow or just why I wasn't shooting, or, but Jason was the one that had the bow that
I was
year.
throwing elbows. I was getting in front. You know what I mean? I'm
Here we
like,
go.
This is happening.
Slinging
Jason
it.
pulls
Yeah,
back and shoots at this drop time buck.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my gosh, you just shot him.
He jumped and bucked. And shot the buck of a lifetime.
I mean, this buck was so beautiful, Patrick. Like, uh-huh.
It was beautiful.
Get down there and his arrow's clean.
Oh my gosh, it's
Oh!
like puke.
You
Never
had to
seen that
bring-
buck again. Never seen him
You
again.
had to
Really?
bring that up again, didn't
Yep.
you? Make me
Swing
cry.
and a miss. Swing and a miss.
This is a hard night for me.
Man. Hey, I've done my swing and misses for sure.
Yeah, we're not done.
Yeah, we're not done.
We're not done.
I could tell you story
We've
after
got 20
story.
years of Doug missing.
Did I? All right. When I was now this is the truth, like truth and dare type question, but
Truth or dare? Are
Oh,
we doing
man, we're-
that?
like when we were younger, we used to hunt up in Corner Canyon in Draper, and it was the most buck environment, like just. But we didn't care what it was.
Yeah.
Balls that falls.
Yep.
And one year I shot 36 times in 1 year at just whatever happened.
Deer, yeah.
At deer. Never got one.
Oh my gosh.
36 times.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Never killed one.
No rangefinder, no nothing. Never killed one. It was just like, but there was times I'm like, did I even aim? Did I even put my eye in the peep sight?
We just draw back and
Just
let it
pull
go.
back and let her rip. It was like, ooh,
Yeah,
came
okay, I
close.
guess we're going now.
Yeah.
Yep.
It had no
No
clue.
kidding.
We had nobody to teach us how to shoot a bow. It was just
Right.
we got so excited that it was just we didn't even go through our steps, and just like, okay, put your eye in the peep sight, make sure you put the right pin on him, and
Right.
let her rip,
right.
paint her chip.
But back then, there was no rangefinders. There was nothing.
No.
What there is to these days, you know?
And then now these guys can range
mean-
find it 110 yards, throw the slider down 110 yards, and let her rip, and they're
Yep.
probably gonna hit the sucker.
I think I got my
Yeah.
first rangefinder 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Is it Halo 400?
Yeah.
Other than that, it's like I would know it.
Yeah.
But now, if I was like 55 yards, I wouldn't know that.
Like that bear bait tonight. I would have never guessed that was 108 yards. I would have guessed like 140s,
I-
150s.
I was gonna say 150s all day.
Yeah,
Zip.
it was
You're
108.
famous.
It
You're
was
on-
108 yards.
You're on TV, Cash or Zippers.
Make you famous.
Yep.
Cash!
I just
Oh,
said
yeah, he's right
150
here.
all
He's right
day.
down.
Oh, is he?
Come here, Zip. Come on.
Yeah, it's just crazy, mind-boggling.
But down in that
Come on.
canyon like that makes it look
No,
completely
Zip.
different.
Over here.
Yep.
Come here.
You're gonna get an ass jumped on here,
Come
bud.
here, Zip. Come here, Zip. Over here. Did he touch anything?
Oh no, it's good.
No, down here. I don't want you on my lap.
Well, what's Patrick's finest misses?
Ooh,
His
yeah.
epic
oh
like
my biggest.
fail, like oh.
I've never missed.
Oh!
lie.
You probably have it.
That was a bold-faced lie. Oh gosh.
You know that's the crazy thing. Like back in the day, I'd watch these whitetail movies, and I'm like, my gosh, these guys never miss. and
Right.
These guys just pinwheel these pricks. Blah blah blah. And then I start like understanding what these guys
Yeah.
are shooting them at 18, 25 yards, and I'm like, well, no wonder why they don't miss at 25 yards.
I missed a doe one time at 9 yards.
Really.
Easy. I drew back and went, here we go. Boom. I shot. This is my bow. And she took off. I'm like, smoked her. I got down. No blood. No fur. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. 9 yards. Missed. If I sat and thought about it, I know I've missed. I know I've missed big deer. Like I 100% know I missed big bucks. But that dark, deep side of my life, I swallow it down deep and forget about it.
Right. And we're just bringing it up. We're bringing it up. It was another story for us, for me and Jason.
I'll think of some misses while we're talking. Go ahead.
You think of some misses
Yeah,
while I
yeah.
tell you this story. So I might be. Back in the day, it was you bring a knife,
Hello.
hunting, this and that. You're not
Oh.
gonna kill anything. So I always left the knives home. Don't bring a knife; it's bad luck. To cut up your deer or whatever. So
Yeah.
no, you just don't bring a knife. You have a knife, you leave it home. And everybody looked at me like you're crazy, blah blah blah. I'm like, every time I brought a knife, I never got an animal.
Yeah.
I bring no knife, or I got a lot of action or kill one. Anyways, this one, we're in this apple orchard again on the outside this time, and I can't remember exactly how it went, but we were in this little apple orchard, and on the top right side there was like this little like bowl, and we were like on the edge of it, and these deer would come out of the little hills and then come down to the apple orchard. So we just sit on these little hills and just wait for them, or Jason would go out by this lone little sagebrush and sit next to it or whatever. And I can't remember. My little sister was with us at this time, and I can't remember exactly how it went, but she was headed home to do something. Then she turns around, comes back and comes yelling at me, "Dude, there's a buck coming right at you guys. It's coming. It's gonna beat you guys real quick." And at this time, we're looking, all right, cool. So, and next you know, here comes the buck coming right at us. And the buck comes right at us, and this buck's like, can't be 50 yards, 45, 50 yards. And I can't remember who was with us. Do you remember this? You know where I'm going with this, JP?
No.
You don't remember it? I got so many stories
No.
with you. Anyways, so, okay, so
Are
we're
you
in this...
saying I'm missing here?
Oh, dude, you're missing, I'm missing. I can't remember who was the third person who was with us. Let's just say we all emptied our quiver on this buck.
How far was it?
40, 45
Oh
yards,
my
maybe?
gosh.
I emptied my quiver. Jason emptied, and this buck just stood
Are you
there.
talking about the 3x4?
No, the buck
that
I
we
killed.
killed?
No, the little buck I killed, and then the week later I killed him. The one I shot, and I hit him in the leg.
Which one?
The last arrow, the last arrow. So we're throwing arrows. There's there's three of us that shot our bows. Our arrows were empty by the time the buck left.
Oh my god.
I hit him on my last arrow
in the leg.
in the leg.
Okay.
But I knew I hit him. There was blood. I'm like, frick yeah, I got him. So we called Dad. Hey, Dad, bring the lantern, bring the the knife, blah blah blah. So Dad comes out with the knife, with the lantern. We go out there and we're looking. We can't find. We go 200 or 300 yards. Don't find him. Ah, bummer. But we emptied our quiver on this buck.
3 of you.
3 of us.
Oh my god.
And our quivers had like 6 or 8 in the quiver. So, but we missed 24. And this buck just stood there.
Oh no.
And we just sat there and just bing, bing.
Well, I mean, back in those days, that deer would watch arrows coming at him, and he'd be like, "Oh, that one's missing." He'd just stand there. Book. He'd watch it hit the ground in front of him.
His head would watch the arrow
Right.
coming like,
Yeah.
bonk.
Oh my gosh.
But
That was
the deer never ran away until I finally hit him on my last arrow.
Oh, that one got me.
He's like, "All right, they're getting
Hey,
close.
you
Let's
little
get out
prick."
of here."
I didn't end up finding him. I was so upset because it was my first deer, one of my first deers. It was my first deer
Ever.
ever. And so bummed because I didn't get him. Well, we went up on top because we had all these apple orchard deer coming up out of the apple orchards, and they'd go up on these other ridges, and so we'd get up above these ridges, and they'd come up to us every morning. And nothing happened that morning. So I'm walking back to the house, and out from our house, we got nothing behind us at this time. So I'm just hiking back through the apple orchard, and we're coming back almost to the house.
Mhm.
I'm walking down the trail, and I see this 2-point. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I think that's my buck. And that buck walks out, stops at 40 yards, and I think I was shooting fingers at the time.
Oh
I don't
gosh.
think releases were just barely coming out.
Yeah, and I think I was shooting fingers at that time.
Yeah.
So I pulled back, and I let that sucker rip, and I smoked him. I couldn't freaking believe it. And I finally got Jason. Jake, I just shot a buck. And we come over, and I drew a picture in the sand. I shot him right there, and right in the shoulder. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's dead. He's
Smoked.
dead. Smoked him. We ended up going and tracking him. We found him. And he had freaking, like, his bases were like, it had like 7 or 8 on one side and 4 on the other.
Oh,
And
no
just a
kidding.
2-point. The buck only had 1 nut. He was a cactus buck.
Really?
Yeah, he was a cool buck.
I'll be darned.
But I ended up killing him a week after I hit him, and I'm like, this is the buck I shot.
Wow. Did he have like a,
Yeah,
a hole?
he had the hole in his leg. Yeah, I was like, oh,
What
no
are
wonder
the
why I
odds?
didn't kill him. Yeah, he had a hole in his leg.
That's
Crazy.
cool.
Crazy.
Do you still have the antlers?
I still do
Yeah.
have the antlers. Yep.
In the garage.
Yep.
Dig those out.
Yeah.
You have
Yep.
a lot of impressive stuff in the garage.
Yeah, I could go back on and on about these silly deer, man. It's just hilarious.
Gosh. I did remember a miss when
Okay.
you were talking.
A swing and a miss. Let's hear it.
We were hunting a little like, kind of like a house edition, modular home edition.
Yeah.
And I had a buddy down the bottom. and he was shooting anything that moved, and I was buck only. Like I didn't want to doe, buck only, but I was all shooting his muzzleloader. That's all I like to shoot. I love my muzzleloader.
Yeah.
But it was shotgun season. My buddy's like, "Hey, I've got a Remington 12 gauge. Take the Remington." I'm like, "Okay." So I took the Remington. I was on the hill. Never shot it before ever. So his dad went around this ridge and was slowly pushing deer to us. So I look down the hill and I see my buddy aiming up the ridge. I'm like, "Oh, some deer coming." So I look, there's a couple does coming, and pow, he shoots. He's got a single shot 410, ATR 410. He shot twice, missed both does, and they just
A
trotted off.
410 on a deer.
Oh yeah,
That's
and they were
awesome.
probably 20 yards away from him.
Yeah.
Bead sight, missed them both.
Woohoo!
So I didn't think anything, like, meh. And I look back and he's aiming again. And I look up and there's this beautiful 10-point chocolate dark horn, like perfect symmetrical 10-point buck. I would say 150, 160 inch 10-point.
Good
But-
gracious.
Yeah.
Just coming down this ridge. And my buddy shoots at him. Pow! Misses. And this buck looked at him. And then I shot. And racked another one in. And this buck has looked up at me up the hill. And I'm so used to, I guess, a muzzleloader. I didn't shoot again. I had more in the gun. But I shot once. This buck looked up at me. And just trotted off. Not a speck of blood. Not a nothing. So that's one that haunted me for a long time. But one that haunted me even worse. Closer to that area in Greentown, Indiana, my buddy had a property he was hunting. He asked the people if he could hunt the woods. They're like, "Nope, you can't hunt our property." He's like, "Can I hunt the fence row?" They're like, "Sure, you can hunt the fence row." Like, ha ha ha, yeah, you can have my property. You can have the fence.
Yeah.
So he hunted the fence row. Mega buck come in. Looking at it now, I'd probably say, then I was thinking 170s all day. Now 150s, mid 150s, 10-point, nice 10.
Right.
He called him lucky. So this, he saw this buck multiple times. So he's like, "Hey, can you come out and hunt with me and run a camera?" I'm like, "Absolutely." So I had my bow with me. I said, "I'll shoot whatever." I said, "But if your buck comes out, we'll switch it up." So this little buck comes out. I had one of the Boss Buck decoys. Little buck comes out, and I'm like, "I'm gonna shoot this buck." And it was probably a 6 or 8 point, but he had this junk, all kinds of junk. I mean, he's cool.
Yeah.
So I come to full draw on this deer, and I look over my shoulder to ask my buddy if he's on him, and I look over my shoulder down the fence row, and there's his mega buck. 80 yards down the fence row, a bunch of does. I go, oh my God. I let down my bow. I put my bow down. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Get your freaking bow, dude. That buck is right behind you." So I swing. I grab the camera from him, swing over. There's that buck. And feeding with a bunch of does. So we're on a fence row. The buck is down the fence row. My boss buck is kind of behind us. And so I sit there, and I'm like, "Okay, you ready?" He's like, "Yeah." He's got his bow down to his side. So I just snort waves that buck, threw his head up, go right back to feeding. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" So I snort waves again. He brought his head up, back to feeding again. I'm like, "One more time." He brought his head up, turned, and started coming right to us. I'm like, "Oh my God, he's coming. Oh my God, he's coming." This is all on film. I'll have to dig through and find that video. So he's coming at us. I'm recording. I'm just like sucked into my camera because that's the eyes of everything.
Yeah.
So I'm sucked into my camera 30 yards out. And I look over at my buddy. The bow is still in his lap, and he's looking at the deer. I'm like, "You got to draw." You got to draw. So he's like, "Oh," and he draws back. That deer stopped, looked at him. I bet he shot 5 feet over his back. I'm like I was sick. And he's like, "Oh." He looked at me and said, "I think I missed." Just like, he's one of those that missed, nothing phased him. He's like, "I think I missed." And I was sick for like 2 weeks over that buck.
Line.
We never saw it again.
Oh.
The classic.
Absolute
line.
sick.
I think I missed.
I could not
I've
believe.
said that once.
Just once.
Just once.
What's crazy? What's JP's crazy miss?
Oh, yeah.
Let's hear Jason's crazy. You've heard my crazy stuff. We just heard
Oh,
Patrick's.
geez.
Now let's hear JP's
Well,
crazy miss.
since we brought up the I think I missed, we'll bring that one up. Me and my buddy Paul were up northern Utah, actually,
Oh, this is a good one.
on the border of a beautiful ranch. And
Oh, we got to tell me the other story too.
what other?
Anyway, I'll tell you after you're done with this one.
Put a pin in
So
that
we
one.
were.
You just keep coming, man.
So me and my buddy, we ride the horses up. We're about about 8 miles in, not too far in. And so we get up in there, and right where the elk usually hang out,
Mhm.
all of a sudden we look down there, where all of a sudden we see a high line, just a line of mules. Like, right next to this huge water hole, where I'm like, what? Who's the idiot who camped there?
Right.
So we went back down and went down this canyon, and we wake up to snow. We woke up to about 8 inches of snow. So kind of one of those things where, like, I'm not going out in the morning like this.
Right.
This is nasty. And so I'm sitting there cooking bacon and eggs over the fire. I mean, it's misty, it's snowing, and we got the horses out hobbled out in the field out there, and it's kind of like a T of a canyon a little bit. How, this canyon goes down and it tees off into another canyon. And next year my buddy Paul's like, there's a giant bull coming down. All the horses were looking up on this hill. He's like, what are the horses looking at?
Yeah.
And comes this, it's kind of funny. Back in the day, it was only a 350 bull. And now you hear this story, it's a 390 bull. It just keeps getting, it's a fish story.
It was
it's a fish
definitely
story.
a 390 bull. Definitely a 390
He'll
bull.
argue to the day that it was
Yep.
a 390 bull to this day.
It's
So-
a freaking monster.
This was the muzzleloader. And so we're like, see this bull just running straight to the horses off this hill. And so I run, and this is a muzzleloader.
Yeah.
So I run, jump in the tent, grab my muzzleloader out. I run over there. I didn't grab my rangefinder like an idiot. And I had that muzzleloader dialed in at 200 perfect. And I swore that elk was at 3. And
That's
so
a
I
poke
held-
with the muzzleloader.
Oh, it is, yeah. I mean, with these new muzzleloaders, they
Right.
can do it.
The
you
new
know.
end lines are insane.
Yeah. And so I pulled up. I'm like, all right, it's got to be 300 yards. I'm going to hold over its back a little bit, and it should drop right into it. And this is across the canyon. It's snowing. It's misty. You could barely see the elk on
This
the
bull's
other
like
side.
50 inches wide.
Just a magnificent bull elk.
God.
Just a giant. It's another one that's haunting me,
350, 350 plus,
350
we'll just
plus.
say.
We'll say that. For sure.
Which is still a good bull.
Oh, absolutely.
On an any bull unit?
Oh,
Absolutely.
man.
Yeah, and so I pull that trigger above, I held above, my sights above his back, and I hit exactly where I was aiming.
Shot
At
right over his
300?
back.
And I'm like, and my buddy Paul's like, you missed. I'm like, no, there's no way I missed. He's like, you missed. I'm like, and the bull takes off. I'm like, I missed.
Oh,
I'm like, dang it. And so, I mean, like, there's nothing you can do. It's a muzzleloader.
Right,
You
right.
can't call
One and
in
done.
really quick. Yeah, exactly.
One and done. Game
Oh.
over.
So it
How
ran off, and
sickening.
so we took the eggs and bacon off the griddle, and we hurried and reloaded and ran after it, got on the
Yeah.
tracks a little bit, and then it went back on to private property there. So, and that's all it was. But it was a clear miss. It was just.
That is so
It
just
was-
like
It was
gut
fun.
wrenching.
Yeah, it was. It was bad. Like, I should have 2 or 3 bulls that would be in the 360 range.
But the most epic story, the
Oh,
most
dear.
epic that
But wait, there's
everybody.
more.
There's more.
Oh, there's way more.
Womp, womp, womp.
Wah, wah, wah. The most epic about Jason's elk killing.
Oh, dear.
Jason kind of likes to sleep in a little bit.
Yeah.
But who doesn't?
Who
doesn't?
I get up before everybody. You guys just
Yeah, I was up at 6 o'clock this morning. No one was up.
yeah, I was up at 5, but nobody was up, so I went back to bed.
So you were
How
just nice. I don't want to wake anybody up. I'll go back to bed.
Exactly. I'm like, well, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's still in bed. I better go back to bed again.
I mean, waking up with breakfast done, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, exactly right. Some biscuits and gravy.
But
sitting
you
there
know
waiting
what
for
story
us.
I'm going with, right, Jay?
No, keep going. Let's
Go
hear
on.
this.
So Jason and Paul go out on this pack trip. It's not very far in, but it's a pack trip, and they're going on an elk hunt in Utah's backcountry.
Oh, this one. Yes.
And let's just say he shoots a bull in his long john, one piece red long johns
Classic.
out of the
Classic.
tent.
Out of the tent.
Oh,
So
scene is set.
we get there. We pull up to the trailhead. And I'm sick as a dog. I got the flu.
Oh,
I'm coming off of it, right? I'm dead sick. And so we hurry and we had to shoe one horse. I can't remember what horse it was. We slapped a shoe on it and we rode in there.
oh I thought they said did shoot one horse.
No, shoe.
Like, oh,
Shoot.
what a
I
horse.
gotta
Sorry.
explain that better when I tell, because people say that all the time. I must slur my word or something like that, because everybody's like, you shoot horses? Like,
Yeah.
no, shoe.
My dogs
Shoot.
need dog food. I got shoot horses.
We need glue. We need a lot of stuff out of them, you know.
Dog food.
Get a dog? You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, so we pack in there, and that night we pull up to camp, and I'm like, oh, I'll be able to take some NyQuil and get to bed in
Yeah.
a half hour. And thank goodness Paul was there, because I took NyQuil, and in 5 minutes
You were
I
out.
was gone. I'm like,
NyQuil knocks me
Yeah.
out too. Yeah.
and so I wake up and my horses are on high lines there. I'm like, how did that happen? You know, thank goodness Paul was there.
What a
and he
good
got
dude
everything
Paul
ready.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he got everything ready for us, and so we wake up and we go out, you know, and had a good hunt in the morning. Heard a couple of bulls bugle, just couldn't get on them.
Yeah.
So we go back and had a good dinner and everything, and got camp set up and everything. My wall tent set up, and the high lines up, and everything's good to go. And we wake up the next morning, probably an hour before light, and you can hear it raining on the wall tent. Where I'm like, I'm not going out unless it clears up a little
Right.
bit, you know. And so I'm just sitting there, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And you look out the tent door, and it's just pure fog, and you can't see 50
Socked
yards.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
It's
getting
snowing,
socked in.
it's-
snowing. It's
Uh.
bad. And so I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I'm not going out. This is nasty weather. There's no way. I'll wait till it clears up.
Yeah.
And so I get out there when it starts. Well, I didn't get out there actually. You know, it started clearing up a little bit, and all of a sudden the horses started fighting on the high line. I'm like, within about 15 seconds they stopped. I'm like, all right, they're done with it. Then about 2 minutes after that, I hear one of them whinny, like, you know, do one of those kind of things, you know. I'm like, oh dear. You hear horse stories in the backcountry of the horses getting off
What's
the
the matter?
line, or you know, the high
You
line
ball.
where they're tied up and all
Yeah.
Did you find
at,
it?
at night, and the next
Go
thing you
get
know,
it. Go find it.
you find the back of the truck. So
Oh God.
they're fighting. 3 minutes later, I hear one of them whinny. I'm like, okay, one of the horses got off the high
Go find your
line,
ball. Go.
and it's
Go
heading
find it.
back to the camp. So I got up out of my sleeping bag. I looked out of the tent door, and there's there's a little 5-point bull, a little raghorn.
Yeah.
I'm like, Paul, there's a bull. So I grab my gun right there and just cock one in, and just boom.
Paul thought he was joking with you. I'm like,
Yeah,
whatever.
And he's still in bed.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
still in bed, you know. So after the first shot, he's scrambling, crap's going everywhere. I'm like, boom, hit him perfect, just double lungs. Cock another one, he's running, just following him. Boom, I hit him again. He keeps going, you know, and he just goes into the trees.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. So we get all dressed, get everything going again, and
Oh,
we
I saw
walk out there.
photos on camera. Probably not. I just saw a falling star.
Oh, did you?
Make a wish.
Oh, wow.
Make a wish.
I wish we kill a bear tomorrow.
Bam. That's it.
Damn.
Done and done. So we go out there and we get on the tracks, and next you see blood everywhere. You know, next you see a leg starting to drag a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, left leg starting to drag more and more and more. Next year we get in the trees where where he disappeared, and there he was. you know,
No kidding.
all legged
He
up.
stepped out of the tent in his red one-piece
I wasn't
long
even
johns.
out of the tent. I was. He, you
I
know,
wasn't even out of the tent.
No, I was. The door was open. I stuck the barrel out, and you know, because it was pitch white, everything was snow.
Yeah.
And the wall tent's white.
Yeah.
And so it was it was like the best
Blind.
blind you could ever have. Get out of there, Zip. You know, and so it worked out great, man. It was
That's
a lot
awesome.
of fun.
Can you imagine that?
I'm doing it all wrong. I'm down in full Sitka
Which
gear.
was hilarious because guys came out the next day with their horses spray painted orange.
They spray painted their horses orange.
I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding. And here I am with the 5-point bull hanging off a buckskin horse with no orange, no nothing. I'm like,
Yeah, I could see a horse getting shot.
yeah.
Yeah, all day.
And here
Yeah.
comes these other guys with these
Spray
horses
paint.
these horses spray painted orange.
That's
it was
hilarious.
They
classic.
didn't put like orange stuff on them. They actually got spray
Painted
paint
them.
and
Yeah,
painted them.
painted them. It was awesome. I'm like, wow.
Was that
alright.
good for the horse? Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. I don't know if I'd spray paint my horse.
Yeah. But anyways, that's
It was-
yeah.
Wow.
That was a
That's
that was a fun
epic.
one. Yeah.
How freaking cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. But you know, it's kind of funny. Like all the trips that I remember
Mhm.
are the bad ones. I never remember the good ones, ever.
Really?
I remember the bad ones. Like
You've been on
where
a lot of
I
trips,
almost
though.
died, or like a horse almost died.
Yeah.
I remember those ones.
Those are big events, though.
Yeah. And so when I go on a trip, I hope something bad happens.
So it's memorable.
Yeah, exactly. I remember it. It's kind of crazy.
Well, I hope nothing bad happens on this trip.
We almost drowned it.
We didn't almost drown.
Yeah, yeah, we did.
I don't think so.
That was close.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
It was 2 inches.
Yeah. It was close. it was close.
The tip was going in.
It was. The tip was going in.
It's gone. He gone.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was close.
That's a fun boat ride. That's we'll say
I'm glad
that.
it's all on film though.
Yeah, it snuck out of nowhere.
Every
and
bit of
it-
that's gonna be on YouTube.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
What are you doing, bangers?
It was fun.
We going
man.
night nights? We going
Is
night
it about that time?
Tired?
It's about that
It's
time.
about that time.
It's about
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
We can do this tomorrow if you guys want.
I'm down.
Heck yeah.
But we'll go ahead and end it here. What are we in? Hour and 24 minutes. Holy cow, guys!
Mercy.
JP can talk.
Boy, oh boy.
Mute my ass.
Well, you notice Doug did most of the talking. He's like, so Jay's got this story.
Yeah.
He just set it up. You knocked
I set it
down.
up, man. I'm good at setting things
Doug
up.
has
I
talked a
remember.
couple
My
times.
brain clicks into the next story, man. I'm like, oh yeah, remember this one? Remember this one? Remember this one?
Like I don't remember stuff until it's like, oh yeah, I almost fell off this cliff or this or that. You know, that's
Yeah.
the stuff I remember. But Doug remembers all the little stuff. I'm like,
The details.
Yeah,
the
the
important
details.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't remember.
Details make it.
That. Yeah, so I always hope there's something bad going on.
I'm surprised me and Jason are still alive to this day.
Oh, yeah.
I
We'll
thought I
just-
was gonna
we'll
be
just
dead
say
in my
that.
30s for sure.
Jason has definitely used at least 7 of his cat lives. He only has 2 left, so he needs to take.
We almost ended him.
I
We almost
calmed
drowned.
down a little bit.
He only
I'm
has
not
2
as
more left.
wild.
He was paralyzed for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I
Back in
If
my
you
vaguely
didn't,
days.
if you
think I
didn't know
remember
that one. Yep.
Yeah.
I think I remember that one, but I don't.
Yep. Motorcycle.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Back in the motocross days.
That's
That
right.
scared the piss out of me.
Oh, you were there too?
Oh yeah.
I thought I was going to be the next Michael Jordan of
Supercross.
Jeremy McGrath.
Well, no, like a wheelchair basketball or something like that. You know, I was like, okay, I can't feel my legs anymore. I'm going to be like, you know how they do
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
wheelchair,
Yep.
all that stuff.
No, you go away.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You go
It
away.
was
Go find
crazy,
the ball.
man. Had a lot of ups and downs in life.
That's life.
Absolutely.
You live once, live it to the
It's-
fullest.
Absolutely, man.
You gotta live, not exist.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
And we're doing it.
That scared me though. That was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, that's
I
terrifying.
can't feel my legs. What?
Yeah.
Because I was filming it and he went off his
Oh,
jump and he
no
overshot
kidding.
it. And he
Oh, on a
landed and
flat-
he's like,
on a
oh my back,
tabletop?
oh my back, and he did.
You
He
overshot
did
it?
like
Landed, yeah.
stop the motorcycle. He just fell off the motorcycle.
You compress your spine.
Yeah.
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 Exactly. Yep.
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 Holy cow.
And he was like, I'm paralyzed, dude. I'm like, I cannot feel my feet. I can't feel my legs. I'm like, oh my gosh, don't move an inch.
Thank goodness it all
Oh,
came back to me and
Within 15 minutes, it came back.
thank you know,
Jarred
I-
your spine.
Yeah, exactly. And I did everything right afterwards. You know, I stayed in bed and did all my therapy and
yeah.
everything like that. And so my back and legs and everything feels stronger than it's ever felt before.
Well, good.
That's what the doctor said. He says, dude, you pinched your nerve, but
Yeah.
if we do this right, we can get you back. And
Holy cow.
But yeah, he was in bed for 3 weeks and didn't move.
Oh,
3
wow.
months.
Was it 3 months?
Yeah, it was months. It wasn't weeks.
Oh, that's miserable.
Yeah.
I was in bed for 8 days and I was ready to eat a bullet. That was awful.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah, you ate a bullet. Oh, that's
No,
another
I thought
story.
about
Oh, that's another story
That's
for
another
another time.
story.
Holy
That's
cow.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, God.
We can keep going or just keep on.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and call it.
I think it's time
Yeah,
to hit the
it's
sack
about
and
that
go
time.
to bed.
We got stuff to do tomorrow. We're about an hour and a half in. But yeah, we're going to end it here and get up tomorrow. We got a couple baits to check, and we got a bear to kill tomorrow. So get on YouTube, check out Palmer Brothers Adventures, check out their videos, give them a like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate everybody watching and
with
listening.
Mr. Patrick as well. Don't
Hey, they're
sell
on there.
yourself short.
Busted outdoors.
Busted outdoors. He's a bad man.
Well, you guys have a good night. Be safe and safe hunting.